Hello and welcome to another video tutorial. This is a continuation of task 3 of paper 2 for May June 2025. Today we're looking at task 4, which is a presentation. So we're going to go straight to work on question 20. That says we should create a presentation of a slide using Info RTF. So we're going to open PowerPoint and go for Info RTF. Okay, so we go to File and we go to Open, and we browse for the location of the file. So this is on our desktop. In here, made in our working area of 22, and so you always select all files since it's an RTF and not a PowerPoint, and we double click on the file we're interested in. So this is the 8 slides that has been mentioned in the question right here. Then we go to the next step, which is 21. So 21, we're going to do our name, right, align at the header with our center number and candidate number. And then at the footer, we're going to do automated slide number, center align. So I'll go to view and go to the slide master. And the reason why we're using the slide master is just an easier way to get this done. Always make sure you are on the first slide that says 1. So we go to insert and create a text box, right align for the first one, where we're going to put in our name, candidate number, and center number. And at the bottom, we place again another text box. And so let's finish with the top one. So name, center number, candidate number, and then the center number for the header. So we can reduce the size here so that it doesn't overlap with what we have at the top. Right. All right. And then the footer, we make sure we delete what is already there. So you just delete everything. And then again, use the text box at the center. That is it. And that is what we're going to have the page number. So we go to insert and select slide number. Right. So that would be the slide number 4. Right. So that is it for center align automated, and then for the header and footer. So that is it for the question 21. So make sure that the position is the same and no item overlap on any slide. So we've done that for this year. And so we're going to close the slide master by going to slide master right here. And then we close the preview. So we notice the slide number here, and that is 2, and the position is the same for every other item. Now we move to question 22. Says that delete the slide with the title Tawara Events and Prizes. So here is 2. So slides. So we're going to go here and click on the slide sorter that reveals all the slides at a glance. So we're going to delete this 2. So select and hit the delete button. So those 2 has been deleted. We go to question 23. Use the data H to create a line chart to compare the total participation for women and men within the age group. Okay, so here we're going to do a chart here. So we open the file where we have H, so that is CSV. Just double click on it and click on the triangle and double click between A and B to reveal all data. And these are the different age groups that we have, and our interest has to be with the men and women right here. Okay, so back to the question again. So the display with label, the age group on the category as is, and the percentage on the value as is. Okay, so we're going to first of all do this, and then we come in here to do the labels. So here we're going to first of all highlight all the age groups. So from age all the way to 100 plus, and then hold the control key and select total men and women. Okay, all the men total and women total all the way to 00 for each of them. And then we go to insert. Here we're going to go to recommended charts, and under recommended charts we select this here. The first one is fine, so you click on OK. So this gave us a bar chart, but the question mentioned that we should use a line chart. So we're going to come to this here and say change chart type. You click on that, and then we select the line graph. So this is line, and we click on OK. So that has been done, right? So we have the graph as mentioned. So that's the first one. So displaying with labels, um, the age groups on the category as is. So in the graph here, we're going to click on this plus sign and we're going to click on as is titles. So we click on the as is titles. So this is the category as is, as you can see right there, horizontal category as is. And then this is for the value as is, right? So here we're going to change the names as has been instructed here. So we're going to put under here the title, the age groups, and at the other end we're going to put the percentages, okay, on the value as is. So those would be the labels for the category and the value as is. So this becomes the percentages, right? So that has been done for the as is titles. So we go on to the next one, which is 24. Display a legend with the label male and female for women, for men total and women total. So if we look here again, we already have the legend here because we selected them at the top as part of the graph. So that has been done already. And we move on to question 25. That says label the chart with the title, gender distribution by age group. So this chart here is going to change its title to this here, gender distribution by age group. So that has been done. 26, we're going to format the value as is to display a minimum of 0, 0.42, and then an increase of 0.07. So here we click on this here, which is a value as is, and then come to format as is, right? So once we do that, we see here the minimum value is already 00. So that is it, 00. Then the maximum value would be 0.42, and then the major here is 0.07. So the major is the increment. Okay, so that is it for that part of the question. Question 27 says place the chart to the left of the bullets on the slide with the title marathon participation. So we going to put it right here. So we go back to the normal slide, and it's going to be the left. So what it means is that we need to change the layout of the slide. So we're going to go to layout and select content for 2. So 2 content. So here it's going to be on the left. So we're going to copy this and just paste it right here. Okay. Then we're going to paste our graph in this section, which is the left of that. So here we can cut this whole thing. So we cut the graph and then we paste it here. Okay, so that is the graph for that. We can do some little adjustment or just leave it that way. Right. Then we go to question 28. Question 28 says that on the slide with the title, late runners, locate the two bullet points. So we're going to locate two bullet points and indent them to 2.5 centimeters, and then change the bullet style to display a dash, and the font size is smaller than what we have, and the text is in italics, so it's going to look just like we have here. So late title is this here, so we'll select these two right here, and then we come to the bullet points. We notice that we don't have the dash here, so we go to bullet and numbering, so and then come to numbered right here. Okay, um so we don't have it at numbered as well, so we go back to bulleted and click on customize. So under customize we have a dash here, so that is it. So we click on OK and click on OK. So we notice that it's turned to dash. The next thing to do is to click on the increase index level here. So I click on it to 1, and that gives me 1.5 here, and I click on it again, and that will give me 2.5. So we can see the indent is at 2.5, and everything that we interested in is here. The last thing we do is to click on the italics sign, and that is it for this particular question. So the font size is much smaller than this here, and so that is okay. So when you use the index to push it in, it becomes much easier, and then the size reduces as it moves to the right. So that has been done for question 28. Now we move on to question 29. Now question 29 says that we should, still on the same slide, we should look for the text email us, so that when we click on it, it opens an email editor ready to send the message. Okay, a message to this email with the subject a late runner entry. So what we're going to do is we highlight email us, go to insert, and go to link. Since it's an email, we'll select email here, and the email is to that address, right? And we're going to have a late runner entry as the subject. So here the subject is that. So that is the subject, and we click on OK. All right. So we can see that is a link right there. So the question goes on to say, place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the link text email address and the subject. Okay, so they want to see first of all the link text, which is this here, and then um, the email address and the subject. So we have to right click on this and come to edit link. All right, so we're going to take a text screenshot of these two. So Windows Shift S. All right, so this is what we want to see as our evidence. And that is step 29. So again, we notice that the step is away from the evidence number, so we put the cursor right there, go to layout, and we go to breaks and push it to the next page, so that the evidence number goes with the evidence that has been required, right? Okay, so that is it for question 29. The last part here is we're supposed to save the presentation, and we're going to print slide 2, 3, 4, 5 as a handout in portrait with 2 slides to a page, filling half the page. So here, the print out is going to be 2 basically to 5. So we go to file, and now you go to print. And so here we have full page, and then here says um, print here. So we're going to click on the full page option and select 2 slides. And we are interested in the slides 2 to 5. So slide 2 to 5. And that is what we're going to do. Or we do 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that will give us the slides that we are interested in. So that is how you're supposed to answer this question, and then you click on print to get it done. All right, so that brings us to the end of the presentation on the 2025 variant tutu. I encourage you to hit the subscription button, share the video, like it, and let's keep practicing. So till we meet again, bye bye.